The world recently said goodbye to Judge Frank Caprio, a man who touched millions of lives with his extraordinary kindness and humanity. Known to many as the face of Caught in Providence, he turned a local courtroom in Rhode Island into a global example of justice with compassion. His passing left a void not only in his community, but also among people around the world who admired him. But among the tributes that poured in, one stood out and surprised many. It came from Paula Abdul, the award-winning singer, dancer, and television personality. While at first her presence at his funeral and her role as an honorary pallbearer raised questions, the truth behind her tribute revealed a bond that was deep, genuine, and lasting. Paula Abdul's words and actions showed that Judge Caprio's influence stretched far beyond the courtroom. Many people didn't know that Paula Abdul and Judge Frank Caprio had been close friends for more than a decade. Their friendship was unexpected but very real. Paula often admired people who carried warmth, honesty, and compassion. And in Judge Caprio, she found someone who embodied all of these values. She described him as someone whose laughter, kindness, and compassion were unforgettable. Paula was not just acquainted with him, she was close to his family as well, calling them people she loved dearly. For her, the loss was personal. On Instagram, Paula Abdul expressed her grief and paid tribute to Judge Caprio in a heartfelt post. She wrote, "My heart is heavy today as I honor the passing of my dear friend, Judge Frank Caprio. I was blessed to know his kindness, his laughter, and his extraordinary compassion." Her message captured the pain of losing him, but also the gratitude of having known him. She didn't just honor the judge people saw on television. She honored the man she personally cherished as a friend. In her post, she also sent prayers to his family, writing that she loved them dearly. This wasn't a statement for the public alone. It reflected her genuine relationship with the Caprio family, showing how deeply she valued their bond. When Judge Caprio's funeral mass was held at the Cathedral of Saints Peter and Paul in Providence, Paula Abdul was there in person. She wasn't just attending quietly, she was listed as an honorary pallbearer. For many, seeing her in this role highlighted how close she was to the Caprio family. It also showed how widely Judge Caprio's influence had spread. He was not only respected in Rhode Island, but also admired and loved by people across professions and industries, including world-famous figures like Paula Abdul. Her presence at the funeral symbolized the depth of her respect and love for him. It wasn't about fame, it was about friendship and gratitude. Judge Frank Caprio's passing came after a courageous battle with cancer. Throughout his illness, he remained an example of resilience, positivity, and strength. Even in the most difficult times, he carried himself with dignity and inspired those around him. For Paula Abdul, witnessing his journey reinforced her admiration for him. In her tribute, she spoke of the blessing of having known his spirit. She recognized not just the man who was a judge, but also the man who fought with courage and grace. One of the most memorable moments that showed the bond between Paula Abdul and Judge Caprio happened on his television show, Caught in Providence, in 2020. That day, a man had been brought into court for running a red light. Judge Caprio surprised both the man and the viewers by introducing a special guest, Paula Abdul. He described her as someone of international fame and greatness and asked her to help with the case. Paula questioned the man directly, and he admitted he hadn't been paying attention. Judge Caprio joked that Paula could make a great prosecutor. He then asked her to decide what should happen. Paula said that since she was in a good mood, the man could be let off, but she suggested there should still be a small consequence. What followed became one of the show's most entertaining moments. Judge Caprio asked the man to name 2 Paula Abdul's songs and mimic her dance moves. The man agreed, and Paula laughed as she joined in the fun. With everyone smiling, Judge Caprio dismissed the case. This lighthearted moment highlighted Judge Caprio's unique style of justice. He combined fairness with humor, showing that even in a courtroom, kindness and humanity could prevail. Paula's presence made the episode unforgettable, and it became an example of the warmth they shared as friends. Over the years, there were occasional media rumors suggesting that Paula Abdul might have been romantically connected to one of Judge Caprio's sons. However, Paula herself never commented on these reports, and her tribute made it clear that her relationship with the Caprio family was based on love, respect, and genuine friendship. Her Instagram post and her presence at the funeral were not about speculation or gossip. They were about honoring a man she truly cared about and standing with a family she loved. To understand the significance of Paula Abdul's tribute, it's important to reflect on Judge Caprio's legacy. Through Caught in Providence, he became an international figure, admired for his compassion and fairness. His courtroom was different from most. It was a place where empathy mattered as much as the law. He listened to people's stories, understood their struggles, and often chose mercy when it was deserved. His kindness was not limited to television. Those who knew him personally spoke of his generosity, humility, and dedication to helping others. He inspired trust and hope in people who often felt forgotten by the justice system. Stories of him forgiving fines for struggling families, showing patience with those going through hard times, and encouraging young people to make better choices spread across the internet. Millions of viewers around the world came to see him as a symbol of fairness with heart. This was the man Paula Abdul honored when she called him her dear friend. This was the person she mourned with heartfelt words. In her tribute, Paula Abdul ended with a simple but powerful message. Rest peacefully, my sweet friend. Your spirit will live on in all the hearts you touched. These words reflect not only her own feelings, but also those of countless others. For Paula, the loss was deeply personal. For the world, it was the loss of a judge who redefined what justice could mean. Her tribute leaves people speechless because it captures the truth about Judge Caprio's life. His kindness will not be forgotten. It will continue to live in the lives of everyone he influenced, from his community in Providence to people watching halfway across the globe. Judge Frank Caprio's passing is a reminder of how one person's compassion can leave a lasting mark on the world. His courtroom may have been small, but his influence was enormous. He showed that justice could be firm yet merciful, and that every person deserved respect and dignity. Paula Abdul's private tribute highlights this legacy in a unique way. Her presence at his funeral, her role as an honorary pallbearer, and her heartfelt Instagram post show how deeply he touched her life. It proves that kindness crosses all boundaries, whether in law, entertainment, or everyday life. As Paula said, his spirit will live on in the hearts of all he touched. That is the true legacy of Judge Frank Caprio.